Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Umineko When Seagulls Cry. We're just starting the chapter called Resurrection. I believe it tells, yeah, there, Resurrection. Which is probably the final chapter. I'm referring to the resurrection of Beatrice. So yeah, since we're getting to the end, I figure now is probably as good a time as any. So in each season that I do, Higurashi or Umineko, I've tried to make the what are they called? In the thumbnails, the yeah, part numbers somewhat reflect what I think that episode or chapter is going to focus on. So during Higurashi, for example, I would usually pick the hair color of who I expected to be the main focus. So starting off, Rena, for example. So I went with orange to start off with. Second chapter of Higurashi, I went with blue for Mion and Shion. So like that. So yeah, basically just asking for what you think, what color I should go for episode 3 of Umineko, or potentially whose hair color, because anime hair colors being very distinct and very colorful. Yeah, so with that out of the way, let's continue. Battler's figure was in the dining hall. He didn't feel like going back to the guest house in the middle of all this rain, so I guess he's been kicked out of the parlour. And wandered half-heartedly around the mansion in search for any place where he could sit, before setting up camp in the dining hall. He didn't even lock the door. He thought the shapeless murderer, or maybe the Golden Witch, might come to kill him now that he was isolated. But he no longer had any desire to resist. He didn't even feel like using a locked door to hold off the culprit. He wanted that person to come to him openly, from the front. If it was the killer, he wanted to ask them about some of those wonderful closed-room tricks as a parting gift. If it was the witch, he hoped she'd at least take his life with some spectacular magic. However, ironically, neither of those two came to meet him. Oh? Frederica Bencastel? That's... Because like at the start she said that she'd be his ally, or during the witch's tea party, I guess. And especially now that he's opened the liquor cabinet. But yeah, Battler opened the liquor cabinet on his own and enjoyed the liquor to his heart's content. No longer was anyone to scold him for drinking alcohol. He boldly rested his legs on the extravagant tablecloth and savoured the high-quality liquor, which probably had a mind-boggling price, drinking it down straight from the bottle. Then, someone knocked. Genji? Battler realized that someone had finally come to greet him.
Ah, 鍵なんかかかってねえぜ。誰でも入ってきてくれ。そして自己紹介を頼むぜ。人間なら名前を名乗ってくれ。
Imagine the killer comes across this and he's like, what is this person doing?
ベアトリーチェだってんなら3サイズを教えてくれ。
I was drinking water? I was not expecting.
そりゃこう見えてもちょいと知られたおっぱいソムリエなんだぜ。
He's drunk.
源氏でございます、バトラ様。
源氏さんか。悪いがあんたのバストのサイズに興味はねえな。入ってくれよ。空いてるぜ。
失礼いたします。
Genji-san opened the door and bowed. So, is Genji-san the criminal after all? Or maybe an accomplice? That theory would probably explain most of the tricks.
あんたが俺に引導を渡しに来たのかい？
そのようなことはございません。お邪魔なようでしたら失礼いたします。
おいおい、 要件も伝えず失礼しますじゃ、かえって気持ち悪いぜ。何の用だよ。最後くらい好きにさせてくれ。
バトラー様は死せる最後のわずかな時間を
Oh.
そのように怠惰に過ごされることをお望みですか？
Those words pierced me. That wasn't true.
今さら何ができるってんだ。
Oh? Are you familiar with drinking then?
俺はいつだって死ぬ準備はできてるぜ。
Hang on a minute. So I mentioned how Still was this ally. Is she perhaps doing something?
親方様と同じですが、本当にあなたは親方様の血を色濃く受け継がれている。
あの豪傑なじい様が実はいつ死んでもいいと思ってたってのか。それは初耳だぜ。
親方様の人生はいくつかの悲しい出来事の末、すべて食材のためのものとなり果てたのです。
あんたは何を知っているんだ。
ベアトリーチェ様の儀式も第8の晩までをすべて終えました。もうすべてをお話ししてもよいかと思います。
Oh. Please do.
なんだって。
My drunkenness was completely blown away. I lowered my feet from the table and listened carefully to hear what Genji would say next.
バトラー様、親方様の書斎へご案内申し上げます。
Yeah, he still has the key.
親方様たちに直接お話を聞かれるのがよろしいでしょう。
Oh?
じい様たち。おい、それは一体どういう。
さあ、こちらへご案内申し上げます。
I am very confused.
バトラー様、
After Genji-san told me to follow him, he started to walk down the corridor. I threw my drunkenness off completely and went after him. We climbed a big staircase towards the 3rd floor. Genji-san stopped walking halfway. He then turned back and spoke.
バトラー様、これよりバトラー様は理解できぬものを見るでしょう。
脅すなよ。理解できねえもんなら今日嫌になるほど見てるぜ。
見えるものを見えるがままに、聞こえるものを聞こえるがままに受け入れてください。
I don't like that.
なぜも何も何も必要はありません。バトラー様はただ真実を知ることになるでしょ
But will it be in red?
う。それをお認めになるかお信じになるか、あるいは否定されるかも、すべてバトラー様にお任せいたします。
Genji-san checked one last time to see whether I was prepared to know the truth. The 8th twilight had already ended. And on the 9th twilight, the witch would revive, and nobody would be left alive. It meant that Beatrice had already been revived. And it probably also meant that none of us would be allowed to return alive. If I was going to lose my life anyway, I wanted to know the truth in the end. It didn't matter how hard it might be to accept.
ああ、鬼が出ようと魔女が出ようと覚悟はできてるぜ。
本当にあなたは親方様の若き頃にそっくりだ。バトラー様、どうかご勉学にお励みを。
Huh?
あなたは将来
Huh?
必ずや大きな志を持たれるでしょう。 そしてその時、足りぬ学力に一生後悔されることがありませんよ。
勉学に勤しめる機会がもらえるならぜひな。
Yeah, that did seem a bit odd. Genji's silence felt like it was further confirming a certain resigned feeling I had. And then, the door to grandfather's study, surrounded by a sweet smell, came into sight. Genji-san took a gold key with an elegant design out from his pocket. The master keys had been confiscated by Aunt Rosa, but he kept the key to the study alone in his person. Put it in the keyhole, and it made a heavy clunking sound.
親方様、源氏です。バトラ様をお連れいたしました。
There was no reply, but it seemed that permission to go inside had been given. I'm really wondering about that sweet smell.
さあ、バトラ様、どうぞお入りください。
Some kind of hallucination?
ああ、入るぜ。
I readied myself and threw the door open. Or is this just setting it up to be another closed room murder? If he isn't going to lock the room himself, then put him in the room that locks itself. Yep. And even more butterflies. At that moment, I got slightly disoriented by the dazzling golden glow. It was, unbelievably, a swarm of butterflies that shone gold. The gold butterflies that completely filled the inside of the study poured out at once, rather.
なんだこりゃ。
I love this piece. It was almost like gold leaf confetti. The interior of Grandfather's study was filled with a golden glow. And, on a sofa like a reception chair in front of the study desk, I could see Grandfather's back. There was someone on the side opposite from Grandfather. It was in shadow, so I couldn't see it well.
親方様、バトラ様をお連れしました。
バトラか。今思考が忙しい。しばし沈黙せよ。
Kinzo declared that unhappily, his back still turned. It seemed he was enjoying a chess game with a visitor. Apparently the opponent had counterattacked with a superb move. Kinzo seemed to be enjoying himself as he thought deeply, while occasionally laughing and groaning.
30年考えた。この一手をどう切り返すか。30年考えたぞ。楽しめ。30年を寝かせた我が一手を楽しめ。
まことにこの一手は味わい深き熟成された一手よ。楽しい楽しい。かなわぬかなわぬ。
これは何だってんだ。
Weren't you just told not to question what and why?
来たかバトラ。しばらく待て。金蔵のために沈黙を。まだリザインは早いぞ金蔵。わらわならもう数手は切り返せる。
It should have been my first meeting with that witch. Really? You've been talking to her this whole time. However, I knew this witch. Even though it was our first meeting, I knew her from the portraits.
源氏、バトラのために飲み物を振る舞え。この男によりふさわしきやつは何か。
若き日より親方様が愛されている いつ
それが良いぞ。振る舞ってやれ。よくぞ来たな。後ろ宮バトラー。まずは座れ。そなたはわらわの名を何度も呼んだな。それに免じ、わらわとの面会を許した。そしてお前はわらわに何を聞く？何を尋ねるのか。
I am very confused. It seems like she isn't aware, but it also seems like Battler isn't aware. She has been.
黄金鏡の扉はもうじき開かれる。魔女たちを迎え入れてのわらわの復活を祝う宴はもうじきだぞ。それまでの間、お前の問いにいくらでも答えてやろう。
聞きてえことは山ほどある。この島で何が起こった？そしてどうしてこんな事件が起こった？密室についても聞きたい。礼拝堂は？ジェシカの部屋は？シオニスは？夏代おばさんの部屋は？そして客間は？聞きたいことはまだまだある。魔女の正体は？本当にベアトリーチは魔女なのか？何が目的だ？俺たちに何をさせたい？俺をなぜここへ呼んだんだ？答えろ、全てだ。
やかましい。問えば答えは返るのか？
そういうな金蔵。もろく儚い雲の巣もヘロデの王から守ってくれることもある。この世に無駄なものなどないように無駄な質問もまたない。よいよい、すべての質問に答えようぞ。ただし条件が一つだけある。
Acknowledge my existence.
なんだ？
すべてを聞き、わらわの存在に納得できたならひざまずき、わらわの靴にキスをせよ。お前を屈服させたくてわらわはここへ呼びつけたのだから。わらわと金蔵は賭けをした。
Oh.
金蔵が次の手をひらめくのとわらわがそなたを屈服させるのとどちらが早いかだ。負ける気はせぬぞ。
でけえ口を叩きやがって。ああ、いいぜ。俺を納得させてみろよ。お前が間違いなく魔女様で不思議で素敵な大魔法を使えるってことを納得させてみろよ。屈服したならキスでも何でもくれてやれ。
Witch cackled gloatingly. Then she glared at him unpleasantly with eyes that said a man can't go back on his word.
よくぞ言った。さて、どの問いから答えようか。すべて答えるぞ。さあ、まずは何からだ。
I'd say the chapel so that you can oh. And Witch began to tell of everything. She started providing answers to all of Battler's questions. Everyone made logical sense. Everyone satisfied him. Battler was forced to admit, witches truly did exist, with quotation marks. The rest is a story that need not to be told. After toppling the king and resigning, all that remains is to reflect upon one's moves and set the pieces up once more. Oh. Why, though, this time? Second game, Turn of the Golden Witch result. Witchman and Kraus died on the first Twilight, chosen by the key. Natsui died first ever, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Kirie. All died on the first Twilight and chosen by the key to the Golden Land and sacrificed. Jessica died on the second Twilight, pierced from the back by a stake of Asmodeus. Canon also chest pierced by the stake of Satan. Shannon on the fourth Twilight, forehead by a stake of Mammon. Gorda chest Beelzebub, George, Stomach, Lucifer, Nanjo, Ni, Belphegor, and Kumasawa let gouged by the stake of Leviathan, which Beatrice revived on the ninth twilight. She will finally open the door to the Golden Land. Kinze, missing on the 10th twilight, except for which Rosa, missing, denied the existence of which and was not invited to the Golden Land. Miria accepted which, Genji accepted which, and were invited to the Golden Land. Battler, missing. Will you accept the witch and be invited to the Golden Land? Which shall praise for wise and grant 4 treasures in the Golden Land. There they choose to revive the souls of the dead and the love they possessed, because what they desire could not be gained from a mountain of gold, no matter how high. Kinzo, his lost loved one, Maria, the lost love of her mother. For Genji, a peaceful sleep. Rest in peace, Beatrice. May your slumber never be disturbed again. The winner is the Golden Witch Beatrice. Since of the 18, none solved the riddle of the Golden Time. All 18 died. When the seagulls cried, none were left alive. That did end a bit quicker than I was expecting it to. We do get a shuttle. Even larger clock. Banquet of the Witch. Oh.
どこなの？ベアトリーチェ！姿を見せなさい！
One before midnight.
ベアトリーチェ！
Rosa finally arrived at the chapel. She pointed her gun around her, screaming the witch's name, but there was no way she would receive an answer. After grimacing slightly, she noisily approached the table where her siblings' corpses still lay exposed. She stretched out her arm towards the gold ingot. It was very heavy, but Rosa didn't mind. She wrapped that one up in a blanket and threw it over her shoulder.
せめてこの一つだけでも。これだけでも1000万以上の価値があるはず。
Without letting go of her gun, Rosa picked up the gold as well. Her shoulders were screaming, but Rosa didn't mind.
もうすぐだね。もうすぐ黄金鏡の扉が開く。
I just noticed in tips. One should be the resurrection of the love that was lost. It isn't so much a second Twilight, because they don't lose. It's not the love that's lost; it's their lives, and that's already covered by the resurrection of all the dead souls. The love that was lost is either something that had been broken before, or like Maria and her mother. Ah, I see. So what was the first one? Not config. No, back. All the gold, if they wish for it.
その気持ち悪い声で笑うのをやめなさい。ベアトリーチェはどこにいるの？ええ、分かってるわ。どこかにいるんでしょ？あなたは知ってるんでしょ？どこ？
知らない。探さなくても黄金鏡で会えるよ。
その笑いをやめなさい。私が笑いたいくらいよ。そうね、あれは間違いなく魔女だったわ。私は分かってなかった。魔女を名乗る人間だと信じてた。違う。
But she definitely rejects the existence of a witch.
あれは本当に魔女だった。私はあんなのにごまかされないわよ。いるんでしょ？出てきなさい。姿を現しなさい。ベアトリーチェ。
だからもうすぐ現れるよ。黄金鏡の扉が開かれるよ。
back to the main mansion and the study.
そうだ、それでよかったのだ。構わぬ、ルークを捨てるぞ。持てるもの全てを失う覚悟がなければ至ることもできぬキングがお前という女なのだ。追い詰めるぞ、ベアトリーチェ。
せめてクイーンと言え。
No, I think the restrictions of the king fit better.
ほう、なかなかに妙手。諦めの悪さがそなたの。いや、後ろ宮の地下。
心地よし、実に優雅な夜だ。
Yes. So while why do I have to look at the name? While Rosa is going, where is she? Where is she? I know you're here. You know, she's just playing a nice game of chess.
親方様、ベアトリーチェ様、そろそろ宴の時間でございます。
もうか。早い。お前と過ごす夜はいつも早く。月がリンゴのように落ち、川面より跳ねる小魚のように日が昇るのだ。
行こうではないか。時間だ。立て、バトラ。わらわの復活を祝う宴の始まりだ。わらわの新しい家具。いや、玩具として紹介しようぞ。お歴々の魔女たち。
The witch was relaxing elegantly, her feet thrown out from the sofa and resting on top of the footrest. The footrest is battle. However, the footrest wasn't a part of a sofa, but a human down on all fours.
ベアトリーチェ様、お召し替えのドレスでございます。
主賓はお前だが、ホストは私だ。私は先に出ていよう。着付けの手伝いにシャノンでもおればよかったが、あいにく残れなかったようだな。使いたい時にいつもおらん。つくづく使えんやつよ。しかしお前はよく残ってくれた。嬉しいぞ、我が友よ。
ありがたいお言葉です。
よい、二人とも先に下で待て。源氏、ご苦労。そのドレスはそこへ置いていけ。
かしこまりました。それでは親方様。
我らは先に行こう。ベアトリーチェ、後ほどな。
Kinzo and Genji left for studying. After that, the witch and the dress and the furniture remained.